guys, welcome back to Coco Chris with Jira. I'm Jira. I always think it's funny introducing yourself. But I appreciate you guys coming back if you're returning, and welcome if you're new. I talk about accountability, guys, and just being aware of yourself, making sure that you understand what you're doing, where you're going, how you need to get to where you're going if you're not there. Just being aware, because I feel like too many individuals are ending up in situations that they don't want, you know? But you knew exactly that this could have been the outcome. However, this wasn't the outcome that you wanted, and as you were partaking in anything that you were partaking in, you were just hoping that you'd want to get this outcome. But you got this outcome, and now it's like, how did this happen? How did we get here? What are we going to do? Like, blah, blah, blah. It's like, we know exactly how it happened. We know exactly how we got here. Now we just need to figure out what we're going to do, you know? But and eliminating that process, so when you get to where you have gotten to, you're aware of it, you're proud of it, you feel honored, you feel like, yes, this is, the journey, whether it was good, bad, or whatever. I can be able to use my journey as a testimony, as an example, a way to influence others and stuff. I believe that's the goal, especially for our children. And so that's where my heart is, our kids, because they're going to be the future of our world, of our society. And I know as though if we start with ourselves, if we start with healing ourselves, of understanding our hearts, of knowing, what it is that we want for ourselves and being sure about that and not allowing ourselves to be programmed, then we know that that's something that we can be able to teach to our kids. But one thing that I have personally been working on is just setting good, strong, healthy boundaries in my life, and then being able to see if others have just boundaries in their life. And a situation happened where I believe the Lord revealed that to me. So, story time. Okay, so it was like a week ago or so. I was at, y'all, I was going to tell you guys where I was at. That's another thing. So people are watching these videos more, and I don't want to give one of my scenarios, and then someone's like, "Yo, that was me," and I'm like, "I'm sorry." So let's just say I was at school. I was at school, and I had met this individual, and first off top, meeting her, I felt that this person was asking just off the wall questions, just very invasive questions that are none of your business, or that even kind of throw people back a little bit, but then they end up answering, but it's like, wow, I'm shocked that you would even ask that. And I was kind of just listening and observing, but I was feeling like, dang, those are kind of inappropriate questions. Like, those are not because of the environment that we were in, but just because you just met somebody. Those are questions that you ask as you grow in a relationship, as you friendship questions, as you're getting to truly know somebody, not someone you just met. As you're getting to truly know somebody, those are kind of questions that I feel like could be, introduced, because they're level deepening questions, they allow you to really get to know who someone is, the way someone thinks, someone's character and stuff like that. And so I was just like, okay. But it was kind of bugging me. I was just like, Lord, I can't, put my finger on it, but it's something. And then when I had gotten home, I felt like the Holy Spirit revealed to me, that's one way that is one indication of how you can see if someone has boundaries set up in their life. And I was like, wait, how? And it's and the Lord was telling me the same way that someone guards themselves or feel about themselves, or the same way that someone would just allow something to happen to them, is the same way that they're going to approach life, that they're going to approach things. So this is what I got from it when I was receiving the revelation. I felt as though the Lord was telling me yo, if you value yourself and value information, if you are prudent and diligent and kind of count the costs and whatnot, if you're like, I want to say aware, that's the word that comes to mind. If you are that kind of individual, you're just going to be cognizant to the way that people look at and receive information regardless. So even if you don't think it's a bad idea to ask somebody how old they are, if you're aware and you know you're speaking to like maybe a 50-year-old woman, and you know 50-year-old women most of the time don't like to be asked their age, then if you have boundaries set up in your life, you're just not going to ask that question, only because you have boundaries set up in your life. You're aware. It doesn't matter if it's like right or wrong to you, but you just know you could read the room essentially, you know. However, if you don't have boundaries set up in your life, if you know things just happen to you and it's always something, someone, anything that you can blame, then you yourself are not going to be very cognizant of what kind of questions are appropriate, what kind of questions are like building questions, what kind of questions are growing questions, you know, you're not going to have those boundaries in place in your own life. So you're not going to know what kind of boundaries to or I want to say like doors, I would say, to stop at in someone else's life, or doors or gates or doors, whatever, that you can just walk through in someone else's life. And I was just like, when he kind of broke that down to me, I was like, dang, Lord, that is good. That is, you know, that is like one little indication that you can tell how someone's boundaries are. If they have good boundaries set up, if their boundaries are strong, if their boundaries are weak, you know, something like that. But I was just like, wow, that's a victory for me. And then so when, like later on that day when I, you know, finished talking to the Lord, I wrote down, I was like, okay, what questions in my life would I not want to receive? You know, like would I not want to hear? Or like if I just meet you, what questions would I think are inappropriate? You know? And so if I think these questions are inappropriate, one, I'm not going to ask you those questions. And then two, if I hear those questions, to me, it's going to be like, may not be on the boundary chart. But yeah, guys, that's what I have for you guys today. Take that little exercise and then do it and apply it to your life. And maybe it could be something that you guys put in your little growth box, you know, being able to establish or being able to understand if someone has good boundaries. And that could be a checkpoint list. That could be a checkpoint of understanding it. And if you guys have any other ideas or ways that you've come to recognize being able to understand if someone has boundaries, or you having good boundaries, if you have tips or anything, put them in the comment box or DM me or put them on the Instagram. I love you guys. Bye.